I'm Dr. Celia Schunter, and I'm a marine biologist. I come from the southern part of Germany. Despite not having any sea around, I always wanted to be a marine biologist. I find this world under the water so fascinating. But today, the habitats of these creatures is in danger as a result of global climate change. I would probably say that if you think about an international person, I would probably fit that profile. I think there's two factors that play a role as a woman. Number one, we need to have confidence.
Do you like doing wet lab work more or dry lab work?
I think with my research, I would consider ourselves quite lucky because we do it all.
Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Young, and today I'm here with Professor Shanter.
Hello everyone.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks for having me.
Today I'm here with Professor Shanter from HKU. Thank you so much for your time today. Could you please tell us a little about your research?
Thanks for having me. I'm always excited to talk about my research, of course. So I'm in fact a marine biologist, and what I've always been worried about with the marine environment, even throughout my, well, maybe not so short life, not as short as yours, but not too long of a life, is that the marine environments are changing. And so this is what we mainly focus on, myself as well as my lab. We look at how organisms that live in the marine environment can survive the changes that we're imposing on them.
That sounds so interesting. So what was your most exciting project you've done?
Ooh, there are many. So currently we have a favorite, let's say, in the lab, which is a little fish called the cleaner wrasse. The cleaner wrasse, it lives here in Hong Kong and in many other places around the tropical areas of this planet. What it does is it cleans other fish. And so if we don't have that cleaner wrasse, then in fact the diversity of fish decreases quite a bit on the coral reef, because either the fish die because of the parasites or they move away to a place where there is a cleaner wrasse. And so unfortunately what we have been seeing is that when we increase the temperature or we decrease the pH, is that the cleaner wrasse's behavior is affected, and less it wants to clean other fish.
Yeah, that sounds so cool. The fish is really smart, I guess.
Exactly,
yeah.
Yes, so definitely.
Yeah. Okay, now let's jump back to your childhood a little bit. So where did you grow up and receive your education?
In many different places. So I would probably say that if you think about an international person, I would probably fit that profile. So I was in fact born in Germany, but even at the age of 2, I moved to the US because my dad started working in the US for a period of time. So basically most of my childhood I spent in the US, but whereas we then moved back to Germany for kind of my school or teenage years. And then when I finished school, I was very far away from the sea because Germany doesn't have too much sea, a bit of North and Baltic Sea, but not the kind of sea that I really liked. So I in fact moved to Australia to do my undergraduate degree. So I went to the other side of the world because I wanted to be close to coral reefs.
Wow, what a journey. Well, I guess it's no surprise that you know how to speak 4 different languages: English, Spanish, German, and Catalan. So back to your hometown, did you find it difficult as a female biologist to become a scientist?
I think it's not hard for women to become biologists themselves. So, study a biological degree, start a job. I think those things we are somewhat equal in a way. What comes after is a little bit more complicated. And so I think there's two factors that play a role as a woman. Number one, we need to have confidence. So I see a lot of younger girls or teenagers or even later in their life where they don't feel like they are they should be in these positions, for example, right? So you need to have a bit of confidence of saying, I can do it. I have no problem. I can travel around here. I can move to the other side of the world. I can do this job. And so we need a little bit of support from each other to say that we are really capable of doing these things. And secondly, there is still a difference, right? You can see throughout the board in different levels at this university and other places is that the kind of, let's say, the higher you go, the less women are there. Mm-hmm. And so it comes at a bit of a fight that you have to persist.
So what would your biggest advice be for aspiring female biologists be?
To just believe in yourself. And I think this is something where I have to thank my parents, because my parents have never shown me any kind of gender difference. I have an older brother, but it didn't matter. There was absolutely no difference in me being female, him being male, or anything like that. And they always encouraged me and supported me in any way. I moved to Australia when I was 18 to do my studies there. And while I'm pretty sure they were very shocked about that, they, swallowed their, okay, it's okay, you can go. They came out and said, you can do it. Yes, we'll support you. You should be doing this, and you want to do this, and this is great.
That's really great advice. So I saw you had so many amazing life experiences, like being a rescue diver and also having lots of boat licenses for recreation. Do you think these adventures made you who you are today and made you a biologist, or was it the other way around?
I think a bit of both, right? I think it does come with my adventurous personality that I like exploring other places, and also the confidence to do so, right? But of course, then you add one thing and then you add the other thing, and the experiences grow, and then you realize that you really enjoy doing new things, right? So you basically jump in the water if you want. Yeah. And give it a go. And some things you might not like as much, but mostly it will create experiences and more knowledge about what you like, what you don't like, maybe also who you are, and who you want to be or where you want to be. So I think it's just about living life and wanting to do the things and not being afraid of doing them.
Yeah. So I saw you also had a lot of outreach programs and knowledge exchanging activities. How have these influenced your professional life?
They have influenced me in the way that it gives me more purpose to do the research. I think it's really important, right? So while it's not quite always as easy, right? So you have to remember that as researchers, we're trained to do the research, right? Very methodological. You have to do it this way. The experiment has to be run that way. The analyses have to be done that way. So you need to be an expert in those aspects. And then on top of that, we start with teaching, we start with mentoring, and then kind of not lastly, but once you then start having kind of a lab and a research theme, is that you also want to bring it across to the public, right? Because in the end, we're creating knowledge or information that we do want the public to know about. So it's a really important aspect, but it's not always easy, right? Because we do a lot of, I wouldn't say complex things. In the end, for us, they end up being simple, but it's very hard sometimes to explain them in a way that people are interested in, generally in the public. Because we focus a lot about this was the methodology, and then we discuss these things. And so trying to find a way to explain the importance of the research to the public is challenging sometimes, but really important that we find ways to show how important it is what we actually achieve, right? Because without research, we don't have any new knowledge. And so this is kind of one of the key things where we try and attempt in the lab to reach out, if it's to younger students or an audience, even on TV, for example, to try and connect to the public, to make sure they value the marine environment and we conserve our resources out there.
Wow, your biological journey is so incredible. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much for having me. Okay. So yeah, this is our molecular lab where we do a lot of the work that has to do with extracting, for example, RNA or proteins or DNA from different tissues. And so we have lots of different machines here, as you can see, and also different sections where we do different parts of the work. For example, we have a preparation station, then we have a station where we do the extractions, and then we have machines that process some of these elements later on.
That's it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for your time today.
Welcome, thanks.
Bye, guys.
Bye.